Well, she grew up in Bowmanville and then went on to win 19 CMA Ontario Awards and CCMA Female Artist of the Year. Let's have a listen to the incredible Meghan Patrick.
Until it knocks you right down in the dust, but know that you'll get back up. Yeah, know that you're more than enough.
I wish we could listen more. Meghan's new album, Golden Child, is out right now. And on top of working on this album, Meghan has also been touring the U.S. for the last year and a half, but she made the time to stop in for a pit stop at Your Morning to tell us all about her latest project. Great to have you here. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Listen, the term Big Sister Country, you came up with that. Let everybody know who doesn't know what it means.
Yeah, you know, I kind of, it was really just a reference to me just kind of being in a place, you know, the record I think is talking a lot about, you know, healing and being on a journey of self-love and a lot of like just self-reflection. And so it feels like, I feel like I'm offering a lot of advice from hard lessons learned on my part, but it's kind of coming from a place of like, I'm not so far removed from it that I don't still relate. Like I'm not so old enough. It's not like your mom country, but it's like your big sister, kind of like, hey, I'm still kind of in it with you, but here's a few things I've learned.
Boy, what kind of feedback have you had from young women in the industry who appreciate that big sister coming alongside?
I mean, it's been an incredible response so far, and you know, one of my favorite things to do with my voice and my platform is to empower women. So to know that my music has been strengthening and empowering for so many women is, I mean, that's the goal and that's the dream, that I can have that kind of impact with my music.
Part of that reason that you have so much impact is because you chose to go deeply personal on this album.
Yes.
You shared about your experience living through domestic abuse, relationship. Tell me about the choice not only to revisit that, to put it out there as part of this album, but also knowing you're going to be asked about it again in interviews like this. Fans are going to ask you about it, and you're going to have to talk about it and relive it. It's a really deeply personal choice, but one you've made for a reason. Why?
Yeah, well, again, you know, I always want to kind of lead by example, and I know that I have so many female fans, and especially little girls that really look up to me. And so, you know, I always want to, well, I think first of all, a lot of women are shamed or scared out of speaking about their trauma and their abuse. And I think it's really healing to be able to talk openly about it and kind of own the story, because part of, you know, being abused by someone, it's a power imbalance. It's them taking advantage of you. And so I think that speaking openly about it, one, opens up a much needed conversation about what it is and what it looks like and how rampant it is in our society. But it also, I think it feels like taking a little bit of the power back and speaking about it from a place of being a survivor and not a victim.
Where did the strength come from in order for you to get to the place where you can talk about it and offer help for it?
I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, one, definitely therapy, and my faith, and then just really finding, you know, having good people around me, good friends and good family that stood by me through it. And again, like I think about my fans every time I'm playing a show and I see this little girl in the front row. I think about, like, I used to be the little girl in the front row, like looking up at the artists that I admired. And so, like, yeah, I want to be strong for them. I want to be a great example of what it looks like when you do the work and do the healing and, you know, kind of rise above it.
You definitely are that example, for sure. Hey, I wanted to ask you about something that happened back in September. You heard your music being played for the first time on American radio. Can I share that moment with everybody before you go? Okay, great.
She's been working for years, you guys. Meghan Patrick is the definition of grit and hard work. And while you've heard her voice on the highway before when she collaborated with Michael Ray, now you get to hear it stand alone in all of its gorgeous glory. Meghan Patrick is on the horizon.
What was going through your mind and your heart in that moment?
Oh man, it just felt like It was such a rewarding moment. Like, it's something I've waited on and worked for so long. It was amazing that I got to be home with my husband, too. And so I actually made him, we were outside of an ice cream place. I made him take me to get ice cream because the first time I ever heard my song on radio here in Canada, I was going through the Dairy Queen drive-thru, and so that kind of became a thing.
What's your Dairy Queen order?
Oh, man, it's changed a lot over the years, but right now I'm all about just a classic hot fudge sundae.
Oh, yeah. Extra sauce.
Yeah.
Golden Child is available now on Spotify and on Apple Music. Meghan Patrick, such an honor to have you back. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you for having me.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.